Hello, this is Clarence Carter Boucher with Excellent Pens. For those of you who don't know me, I'm an artist, writer, and musician, and I am thrilled to be making this video today. This is about the Sherpa pen body. And for those of you who aren't familiar with it, the Sherpa pen body is a more elegant cover for a Sharpie pen, and it comes with 20 or 30 different refills that can be put into it, ballpoints, fountain pens, different things. I came into it as a signing pen for writing on shiny book pages or things like that needed to be able to have a permanent signature and inscription. And so I was very excited about the Sharpie refill. However, a Sharpie fine point in some books is a little big to be writing what people wanted inscribed. So I've been looking for years for an ultrafine permanent marker that would fit the Sherpa pen body. I'm going to show a couple of different Sherpa pen bodies and give you the measurements and talk about them a little bit. But the main thing is that's what it was originally designed for, was to be a more elegant cover. It also seals a little better airtight than the regular cap on a Sharpie, and I've really enjoyed them. It gives me a better grip, a bigger grip, because I have a little bit of nerve damage in my hand. But just people who like to write with a bigger grip, it's a wonderful thing to have. So here's the big reveal. This is called Affisure. I got them off eBay, and as you can see, they are permanent. They write on paper, plastic, glass, shiny enameled pages, that kind of thing. It's a wonderful pen, and as of today's date, they were $6.99 on Amazon for 16 of them. Now I have drawers that I've lined with foam core that has little dividers, and then I sprayed it with adhesive and put velvet over it to protect my pens in the drawers. I use a rolling tool cabinet I got from Sam's, and it just is a great place to store pens. But with the Sherpa pen body, when I bought it, these came in this foam insert in a box. And I just took this foam insert out and put it in the drawer. These are bodies. One is black, and I use that with the fine point. And the other one has a pinstripe, and I use that with the Ultrafine. Now, what I had in it to start with, I will tell you, this is what it looks like uncapped. And here it is capped, and it does cap and post securely. There's my shake test for you. And it gives you a nice, secure, big grip. I personally would have liked it if they discontinued this out straight, but you know, that's personal taste. But it is a wonderful pen, and it has a good sturdy pocket clip. I carry them in a dress shirt pocket when I'm signing. And let me tilt this down so you can see. It rides nicely in a standard dress shirt. I don't remember if this is a Joseph Banks. That's what I usually buy. All right, so let's get this Affisure. I'm just taking one out. Now, it comes with a pocket clip, so you could just use this, but I use the Sherpa in a more formal situation. This slides right into the section, and you can see that it protrudes nicely from the section. And this is a 0.4 point. It is very snug, no rattle. It's a perfect fit. And it makes a 0.4 line. It's permanent on paper, plastic, glass. I've tried smudge tests. First thing I did was write on an external drive, making a note on the external drive. I let it dry maybe 3 or 4 seconds and tried to wipe it, and it was just on there. Wonderful thing. Very excited to report this. I have been looking for the Ultrafine. You can see here that the Affisure Ultrafine point does screw in all the way into the pen body. The section screws in all the way. It's just that this tip apparently protrudes slightly more than the Sharpie tip. I'm not talking about the tip you write with, but the plastic, it's not really a section, but the cone that holds the tip. All right, the black pen on the left has the regular Sharpie fine point in it. The striped pen on the right has the Affisure Ultrafine point, and you can see the cap just lacks 1.28 millimeters of closing securely, and I'm going to see if I can fix that. There's a tube inside the cap that the cone on the tip of the Sharpie is supposed to snug up to. What I have in mind right now is I use the Sharpie Industrial, and we'll talk about that in a minute. It's a Sharpie, but it's the industrial version. They refer to it as super permanent ink. Super permanent ink. Okay, I just wanted to show you two more quick things. This is the drill bit that I use. You can see it's the kind, I don't know if I can get it to focus, a beveled in. That's the kind of drill bit you want. Don't get the kind that's for wood that has the little spike in the middle and then a circular thing. You want a beveled drill bit. The other thing is, I wanted to show you how successful this was. You can hear this click into place. See that it's completely closed now. There was a gap. So there we go. Successful project. I don't recommend this. It's very touchy. You could easily ruin your pen, but I was kind of desperate to have an Ultrafine, and I was willing to sacrifice several of these bodies in order to get it to work. If you do know of an Ultrafine permanent marker that writes on plastic, glass, enameled paper, please put it in the comments. If you know one that fits in here without modification, I would much prefer that. I prefer as little modification things as possible, and whenever possible, if I do a modification to a pen, I try and do it to the insert or refill, not to the actual pen, because you're basically making your pen worthless when you do that. Okay, and I said I'd speak briefly about the super permanent fine point in the Sharpie. It is wonderful for things like writing on ink bottles. It does stay on better if you're using water or solvents than the regular Sharpie. It's just a little more permanent. All right, the black pen on the left has the regular Sharpie fine point in it. The striped pen on the right has the Affisure Ultrafine point, and you can see the cap just lacks 1.28 millimeters of closing securely, and I'm going to see if I can fix that. You can see here that the Affisure Ultrafine point does screw in all the way into the pen body. The section screws in all the way. It's just that this tip apparently protrudes slightly more than the Sharpie tip. I'm not talking about the tip you write with, but the plastic. It's not really a section, but the cone that holds the tip. There's a tube inside the cap that the cone on the tip of the Sharpie is supposed to snug up to. Light on it, but won't be able to talk because I'm going to be holding the light in my mouth. When the Sherpa pen bodies came, they came in this nice foam insert in the box. I took it out and just put it in the drawer that I keep my pens in. My other pens are encased in foam core where I made slots and then covered it with velvet. I did a separate video on that if you're interested.